waited for news that you couldn't control? Sitting in the waiting room or watching your phone, hoping it'll ring, wondering how something is going to turn out, but having no way to speed it up or fix it. As you know, time feels different in those moments, slower and heavier, and your mind starts to fill the gaps. What if this goes sideways? What if things don't work out? What then? And underneath all that, there's this quiet question: can I trust what I cannot see? And that's exactly the kind of moment that Jesus is speaking into in the Gospel of John chapter 14. That's the lectionary reading for today. The disciples are in kind of a waiting room of their own. They sense that something is about to change, but they don't understand what. And into that uncertainty, Jesus says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, and believe also in me." And that opening line isn't a denial of fear. It's an invitation to trust in the midst of it. And then Jesus gives them an image that they would have immediately understood. "In my Father's house there are many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you." And in his culture, in his time, this was the language of marriage, right? So when people first heard this passage, they would have known that it referred to a marital kind of situation. So when a couple became betrothed in that time, the groom would leave and return to his father's house to literally prepare the place for his bride, often building an additional room onto the family house. That's what happened. And only when everything was ready would he return to bring her to be with him in the home. And so there is an idea there that this is really about a uniting of spirit in God, like a holy marriage. Passage is about intention and care and a deep relationship, a future secured that cannot yet be seen. In 1952, there was a woman named Florence Chadwick. She was a swimmer, and she set out to swim from Catalina Island to the coast of California. I don't exactly know how far that is. I didn't Google it, but it's far. And the conditions were brutal. Freezing water, exhaustion, thick fog so dense she could barely see anything in front of her. She swam for 15 hours and then gave up, only to discover afterwards that she was less than a mile from shore. So later, she said it wasn't just the cold or the fatigue that stopped her, it was the fact that she couldn't see where she was going. 2 months later, she tried again. Same distance, same conditions, same cold water, same fog. But this time, she persisted, and she kept a mental image of the shoreline in her mind the entire way, and she made it. And that's what Jesus is giving his disciples and us in this passage. It's a vision of the shoreline. Because when he says, "I go to prepare a place for you, and I will come again and take you to myself," he's giving us something to hold on to when life feels uncertain. And we often live like that first swim, We face challenges we didn't expect, we grow tired, we wonder if we're making progress at all, and because we can't see clearly, we are tempted to give up. But Jesus gives us a picture, a home prepared, a future secured, a place where we belong. The disciples still struggle. Thomas says, "Lord, we don't even know where you're going. How can we know the way?" And Jesus answered, "Well, I'm the way, I'm the truth, and I'm the life." He doesn't give him a map. gives them himself as the way. So it's not a route, it's a relationship. It is a marriaging, a uniting of spirit with God. And then Philip asks to see the Father, and Jesus says, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. If you want to know what God is like, look at Jesus, his compassion, his endurance, his willingness to go all the way to the cross. And then comes the promise. The one who believes in me will also do the works that I do, and in fact will do greater works than these. Even in difficulty, Christ works through us. So hold on to the truths in the scripture passage. You are not forgotten. A place is being prepared for you even now. You're not lost ever, because Jesus is the way. And you're not powerless, because God continues to work through you and in your life. And when life feels like you're in that waiting room, or like swimming through the fog, when you can't see the outcome, you're tempted to give up, a reminder of the shoreline that Jesus provides in John 14. A builder at work, a room being prepared, a home being made ready. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Not because the path is easy, but because the destination is real and the one who leads us is faithful. Let's sing together, Precious Lord, Take My Hand, 6-7.